Number 4, James Pike. Number 7, Kachimbi Sawamba. Number 9, Richard Archie. Number 11, Chuchan Moon. Number 12, Luke Blicky. Number 13, Far Mendez. Number 14, Joshua Busher. Number 16, Alan Anthony. Number 22, Brennan Joseph. And number 23, Logan Johns. The coach of the Golden Eagles in his 3rd season is Steve Hertzman. His assistant is Kern Matthews. The Blue Devils come in today's matchup as the 4th seed and with 11 wins and 6 losses and 1 tie, and are currently 8-3 in the conference. Here are their starters. Number 2, Santiago Amigo. Number 4, Bryce Nicholson. Number 6, Michael Avila. Number 7, Alvaro Marino. Number 8, Chris Serwatka. Number 10, Nico Rodriguez. Number 12, Alvaro Alleman. Number 13, Ryan Resendez. Number 15, Alvaro Garcia. Number 17, Oriol Paez. And goal is number 99, Max Jewett. The Blue Devils are under the leadership of Will Dyer in his 8th season. His assistants are Steve Cook, Ben Jones, Brooklyn Beer, Pablo Rapotas, and honorary team captain and honorary team member Aiden Smith. At this time, please rise and remove all hats for the playing of the national anthem.
I ain't gonna stop.
Welcome into LTSN, picture-perfect fall scenery encompassing the grounds. Both teams recognizing the significance of this moment. November is here. The WAC tournament is here. Coach Will Dyer and company have high aspirations for this time of year. Those aspirations began brewing in the offseason, and now a clash between the 4 and 5 seeds get the WAC tournament underway on the Lawrence Tech Sports Network for the second time in a matter of 10 days. It was Tavin Ardell's freshman magic on October 24th. That was the difference maker between Cornerstone and Lawrence Tech on that evening. Now the stakes are higher. The pressure is as high as it could possibly be. Win or go home. Who can handle the pressure? We'd like to thank you all for joining in. Once again, I'm Jason Ross Jr. alongside my partner Chase Kaufman. Chase, the big stage is here and we are ready to go.
I am excited. Jason, there's nothing a sports fan enjoys more than 2 words, and that's Game 7. And even though this isn't Game 7, it's a winner-take-all game, and I am excited. I've been excited all week, and it's finally underway, minute here, and I'm ready. And I hope the Blue Devils are as well.
Head coach Will Dyer's team finished 11-6-1 on the season, 8-3 in the WAC. They went 7-1 on this home field. Cornerstone 8-9-1 on the year under head coach Steve Herdsman. Spoke to coach before the game. Went 7-4 in the conference, 4-5-1 on the road, and they are looking to pull off what would probably be considered an upset on this home field. Lawrence Tech, the 4 seed, as we get WAC tournament play underway. And November is here, crisp fall air on a 44-degree day, 12 p.m. start. An earlier start than we had initially anticipated. But these teams are taking on the role of getting this tournament underway on this lovely Saturday. Looking to move up through the midfield here, Alvaro Aleman from the capital of Spain, Madrid, a wonderful city. Home of the gargantuan 85,000-seat stadium that seats Real Madrid. Looking to move things forward. A couple of seniors on this Blue Devil team, Chris Serwatka and Santiago Amigo. A couple of players who were honored, and rightfully so, before a senior day victory against Lourdes on this home field. That was a comeback victory. Chris Serwatka had a magical day. There's Bryce Nicholson, WAC, all first team, delivers on ahead down that right-hand side, trying to pop it up here and settle it down. Oriol Paez, one of 6 Spaniards on the LTU roster. Delivers into the area and out of his net for the first time. Joshua Mitchell, the 6'4", New Lenox, Illinois native. He started 11 of 12 in the net for Cornerstone of Community Christian High School. First season on the varsity team. Cornerstone coming off a rough loss to Madonna by a score of 4-0. Mitchell was pulled in that one after 80 minutes of play. This Cornerstone team has struggled to score goals this year as the Blue Devils look to move forward. First sign of anticipation and a bit of expectation from this fan base that has showed up well on this afternoon for what could be a win or go home affair between these 2 teams that will have to win the entire tournament in order to punch their ticket to the NAIA Nationals in Irvine, California.
You were talking about the crowd. It's a pretty solid crowd out there considering it's mid-40s, cold outside. Everybody's bundled up right now. Could be worse. It was raining the last few days, so I'm sure these fans are excited that they're able to stick it out.
Yeah, we were just checking the weather report. Possible snow next Friday. Luckily, the men's soccer team won't have to play in that today, but they've played in just about every weather condition this year, so they're certainly happy about that. I mentioned senior day. This field it looks like a different color. It was covered in what appeared to be snow, but what was actually hail after a storm pelted the Southfield area really throughout the day. Much more pleasant on this afternoon.
Jason, you were speaking earlier about the players who made the all-conference first team. We also got to mention Will Dyer, the coach, here in the Champions of Character coach for the WAC. And I know you spoke to him pre-game.
Yep, definitely an excellent honor for Coach Will Dyer. Well-deserved as we prepare for our first set piece of the afternoon, the early afternoon. The delivery goes far post, header bounced in, and goes over top the net. There's the aforementioned senior Santiago Amigo, who had a surprise video from his family in Spain. That was a wonderful scene. It was a surprise he wasn't expecting that. Had a chance to speak with Santiago about that afterwards. He said it was emotional, and obviously he is getting to play again on this field. And what is now probably the biggest game of his career. Trying to extend his career, along with Chris Serwatka and a litany of seniors on this Cornerstone team, a relatively experienced Cornerstone team, moving in here to the area, trying to advance and create some sort of pressure for the first time this afternoon, but unable to do so as LTU will regain possession here.
Yeah, Jason, we all know soccer is a game of opportunities, and LTU is already leading in that category. They had 2 early shots on goal, one including the corner kick. Cornerstone almost started out there strong with their first opportunity, but with the turnover, couldn't get anything going. As LTU will have another free kick here.
Here's Bryce Nicholson. He's been a fixture on that back line for LTU, the sophomore with plenty of potential. Still obviously a couple of years down the road for him after this. Mentioned the mentality of head coach Will Dyer, and we mentioned the home field advantage. Coach Dyer, after practice yesterday, said that players obviously love playing at home. Noted that the team is undefeated in night matches, but with other sports going on during this busy Saturday in LTU sports, it is a noon kick. Said it will be interesting to see how our players react. He said, I'm sure they'll come out firing on all cylinders. Looking to get off to the good start here. They have been off to good starts for the most part on this home field, and that has certainly been a contribution to the 7-1 start when playing in front of the home crowd. Cornerstone on the other side in search of their first postseason victory since November 6th of 2012. It has been 2,188 days since that last W in postseason play for the Golden Eagles. Now the Golden Eagles find themselves in a bit of a defensive spot here, moving up Alvaro Marino, the freshman from Vejo Madrid and King's College. Methodically will send it on down that left side for Alvaro Marino. The sophomore from Madrid centers into the area, near post and off the foot and out, as Cornerstone now tries to get it out of their own end, hoping for some sort of a counter here. Through the midfield they go. Closed off quickly there. A nice play by Santiago Amigo, the senior center back. (2017) WAC Player of the Year, Amigo. Industrial engineering major, has spoken about his education here in the past and his life as a Blue Devil and how much he has appreciated the journey.
And Amigo, along with Rodriguez Bermejo, both made all-conference second team this year. And that's the 4th time Amigo has earned all-conference honors.
Blue Devil team practiced on this field yesterday, finishing up their final preparations, and we'll have the first corner coming in here for Cornerstone. The delivery. Header attempt goes out to the edge of the area. Fighting to keep the possession alive here. Logan Johns. And we'll head back the other way. Big week in soccer overall on the LTU campus. Women's team wrapped up their season earlier this week. A tough loss at the hands of the top-seeded UNOH in the women's WAC tournament. They played much better than they did in that previous matchup that was played last Saturday to wrap up the season. That was a 7-0 loss, but the Blue Devils were able to fight hard right to the end of that one. Head coach Andy Richards' team in general had a really good ending to the season. Appeared to find some consistency with that back four that they went with, and plenty of momentum to carry over with that young team into next season. Excited to watch that squad. As moving in here come the Blue Devils, and the attempt to deliver into the area on the crosser is punched out off the head of David Mutembezi, one of the key players on this Cornerstone team. Does just about everything. One of the senior leaders on this group, a fairly senior-laden group. He's one of 10 seniors for the Golden Eagles, hoping to use that experience in a big game like this and defy the experts that have predicted the Blue Devils to claim a victory this afternoon. Here is another corner attempt, and it goes far post. Nothing doing there, no pressure applied to Joshua Mitchell on that occasion.
You were speaking about University of Northwestern Ohio, UNOH. Lawrence Tech men's team also finished out their regular season with a loss against them. However, they were up 2-0 in that game through 50 minutes, and then Northwestern Ohio ended up scoring the next 3. So Lawrence Tech wants to get back on that grind. I'm sure they have the confidence, as Lawrence Tech almost slips one in there.
Took a bit of an odd hop on Mitchell there. He was able to corral it. Almost 12 minutes in here. UNOH obviously such a good soccer program overall, and that's pretty much shown there by what we just detailed.
For sure. They've won 3 of the last 3 WAC championships, all as 1 or 2 seeds, and this year they're the 2 seed again, tying with Madonna overall for the conference. Or the conference champion.
Madonna
both went 10-1 in the WAC.
Yep. Madonna took that one matchup and were able to claim that top seed by virtue of the tiebreaker there, both going 10-1 as Chase just mentioned.
And that also gave them the automatic berth to this year's NAIA championship, which is something these guys are looking to gain here. The winner of the WAC championship tournament will also gain a berth in this year's NAIA tournament.
That is a tough Madonna team. The Blue Devils went up against them on this home field earlier. We mentioned they're just 1 loss in this home field, and that 1 loss came at the hands of the Crusaders. Madonna going up against University of Michigan Dearborn today. UNOH going up against Siena Heights. That's the 2-7 matchup. The 6-3 matchup is Concordia and Indiana Tech.
That's one I'm really getting interested to watch. Indiana Tech won their last matchup 1-0 by virtue of a later goal. So I'm excited to see how that one plays out. That's a noon start, so I'm going to see if I can get any updates on that game as well. The winner of this matchup between LTU and Cornerstone will take on Madonna or U of M Dearborn. However, that match goes out. Madonna won that first matchup 4-0.
Nice header that got through there, drew it well out of his net, and it sails there. Looking to get behind the defenders that time was Silawamba Kajaniva, the senior midfielder. The winner of this one will go up against the winner of Madonna and U of M Dearborn. Madonna obviously the heavy favorite in that one. So could Lawrence Tech be traveling to Livonia, just about a 15-minute drive if they were to pull off this victory. That's the matchup the most expect, but the play on the field is what will ultimately decide it. It's been fairly even so far. Battles in the midfield, not much space being given. Prime example there, the collision. Now the ball over top, trying to settle things down here is Matt Luce. Head coach Will Dyer spoke about winning the aerial battles. Cornerstone able to win the ball here. Now Alan Anthony. We've seen some magical moments on this home field with this LTU team this year. Tavin Ardell's goal, his first ever to beat Cornerstone the week before last. Chris Serwatka has had a couple of magical 2-goal games. Kevin Wright. Here's the aforementioned Serwatka making his way over midfield, now delivering over to Alaman. Walking in here is Marino. Back to Alaman. And sealed off.
We were talking about the Indiana Tech Concordia matchup. That was the only other noon start. The other 2 games will be played later today. That's still a 0-0 game, 18 minutes through. Keep you updated on that one, as that pesky 6 seed always seems to make it a close match no matter what sport it is, that 6 seed. Then you got the 4 and 5 seed here, and you never know what could happen here. We're heading 15 minutes through the first half.
That is what's so fun about postseason play. You just never know what could possibly happen on a given day. Just not much space being given at all here. Battles ensuing. Cornerstone able to win the ball there. Nice job to dispossess the opponent from Alan Anthony. Gets it down here to Silwamba Kachneva. Dancing with it. Goes back to his support. Finding Juchan Moon. And an easy, calm save made by Jewett.
Both teams are pretty similar on creating opportunities right now. Each of them has had pretty much the same time of possession. Neither of them able to make too great of an attempt on a shot on goal. Both defenses so far able to box them out, not give them much of an attempt.
Blue Devils have not lost 2 in a row all year in conference play. The last time they lost came at the hands, prior to that loss against UNOH, came at the hands of Indiana Tech. They were able to bounce back with 3 wins in a row. We were able to watch a couple of those on this home field. Tavin Ardell, prior to that 3-game winning streak that followed the loss to Indiana Tech, said that we just need to keep pushing forward, playing collectively well as a team, and maintain focus. That'll certainly be important throughout this afternoon, and it obviously shouldn't be a problem. Both of these teams recognize the moment, recognize the significance, and recognize the stakes. It is win or head home until preseason training begins. Neither team would like for that to be their fate at the end of this afternoon's game. Nicholson back to Jewett here. You can see what appears to be the 3-4-3-3 look.
Cornerstone still without a shot on goal. Lawrence Tech with 2. The last game they played against Cornerstone, LTU won 1-0. It was as we previously mentioned, Lawrence Tech had 7 shots on goal in that game to Cornerstone's 3. Lawrence Tech also led the corner kick battle, 5-3 in that one. Lawrence Tech also led in the only stat category that really matters, though, and that's the goals.
Fullbacks really have a license to move up in this Cornerstone system. You see them flying down the wings whenever they try to transition into the offensive side of things. You can notice when you look at the stats for the Golden Eagles, a couple of their players that are listed as defenders are ones that do have a couple of goals for them. It is a Cornerstone team that overall has struggled scoring this season. Their leading goal scorers, a couple tied with 3 on the season, and it is a relatively tough mark to look on. You don't want your leading goal scorers to only have 3 at this point in the season. We mentioned Sirwatka and Wright with 8. It's all relative, but that kind of illustrates the struggle of scoring for this season on the Golden Eagles side of things. We'll have the delivery here. Jewett preparing, clapping his gloved hands together, rolls in, almost through traffic, a shot, and a goal for the Golden Eagles to get this afternoon underway. It is Kachneva, the senior, trying to extend his career. Valiant effort early on. Hotly contested, and the Golden Eagles have struck first on the road in this WAC quarterfinal.
Yeah, it looks like there was some sort of deflection up there. I couldn't tell if it was a deflection off Lawrence Tech player or not, but whatever the deflection was, it was able to get right back to a Cornerstone player to let him take the easy shot from only a few feet away.
Sawamba, assisted by number 3, David Makunsby.
Ryan Resendez, as the Blue Devils now find themselves in a position of hoping to answer back.
assist went to David Mutembezi.
Silwamba and Mutembezi, a couple of the key players, a couple of the key seniors on this Cornerstone team hooking up for goal number 1. And now the corner for LTU comes in, popped right back out there to Michael Avila. We'll try once more.
We'll see if Lawrence Tech takes more of an offensive approach now that they're down 1-0 early. I know typically they like to feel their opponent out first, let them take the opportunities, but now that one of the opportunities is actually advanced, we'll see what they end up doing here in the remainder of the first half.
First goal in the first matchup between these teams wasn't scored until the 71st minute. And in the 19th minute of action, it is Silwamba, senior midfielder from Zambia, getting the Golden Eagles on the board. Once again, the Golden Eagles in search of their first postseason victory since 2012. Looking to make room through here. Alvaro Garcia.
Speaking of postseason play, Lawrence Tech trying to capitalize on what they did last year. They ended up losing in the finals, the WAC Championships finals, last season to UNOH.
That was a surprising run to most that now has led into such expectation of this tournament. You wonder how the pressure is perhaps circulating in their minds at this point in such an important game. Here's Sirwatka. He can certainly handle the pressure himself. LTU is second in the WAC in shots per game with 16.5.
You're talking about pressure. I think they should be okay for the rest of the first half. I don't think that first goal is going to put too much on their mind. Once that clock starts ticking down in the second half, being down a goal in soccer, hockey, whatever it may be, it's ultimately going to come into your head whether you like it or not. So we'll see if they can take advantage of that pressure that's building inside their heads and try to even this match up at 1-1.
Similar to LTU, Cornerstone is a program that has really developed and gotten better each year over these past several years. A 3-win improvement on last year's 5-9-3 mark. Blue Devils set a program record with 14 wins last season. If they were to win this tournament, they could perhaps tie that mark and then punch their ticket to the Nationals and maybe set a new program record. But for the moment, the focus is on an equalizer. With almost under 20 minutes to go here in the first half of action from the LTU Athletic Field on this 44-degree afternoon. Jason Ross Jr. alongside Chase Kaufman. You're watching the LTSN, home of Blue Devil Athletics. First of a doubleheader today on LTSN. Women's basketball trying to bounce back inside of Don Riddler Fieldhouse at 3 p.m. as they take on Wright State Lake. Head coach Tylene Biggs and company. A tough loss a couple of days ago to open up WAC play against Siena Heights. An upset-minded Siena Heights team walked into the gym and got the revenge that they were seeking. And now it's the Blue Devils in a position to hopefully bounce back today. We'll have that one for you at 3 p.m. Capping off a busy, busy week of sports on LTSN. Women's volleyball team earlier this week wrapped up their home slate with a big, big win on senior night. First ever win over Madonna. We mentioned the fact that Madonna on the men's soccer field, #1 seed in this tournament. The Blue Devils are hoping to win today and have a matchup that will most likely be with the Crusaders. But right now, once again, the focus on finding an equalizer as Amigo tracks back there. To the midfield, the ball goes. Sirwatka looking to turn. Not much room to turn, but the foul called.
Almost heading into the 25-minute mark here in the first half now. Lawrence Tech still with just 2 shots on goal after having those first 2 ones early in the match.
We mentioned that the Blue Devils haven't lost 2 conference matches in a row all season long. Cornerstone comes in on a 2-match losing streak. They hadn't scored a goal in their last 2 games up until this early goal by Silwamba, and prior to that they had lost by a combined score of 5-0 to Madonna and Lawrence Tech in their final 2 affairs of the season. Still were able to claim the 5 seed. Team that got off to a rough start to the year, starting out 1-5-1, finished winning 4 of their last 6, and is now into postseason play, trying to get back to their winning ways. The last win came against Cleary on senior night. That was a 3-1 victory that followed up a 4-0 victory over Michigan Dearborn. At one point, they had 3 consecutive clean sheets with victories over Siena Heights, Lourdes, and Michigan Dearborn as LTU trying to get something going here, but the defensive efforts of Silwamba and the speed of Silwamba now on display, but the ball got a little too far out ahead of him, and it was Alvaro Aleman, the sophomore, with the defensive effort. And now Aleman will take the throw duties here. This is a well-traveled and experienced Cornerstone team, and fitting to have their goal scored and assisted on by a couple of seniors in the early goings here. It was Silwamba from Mutsumbezi to make it 1-0, and that's where we stand at the moment. Very tight, not much room given. Conditioning will possibly be a factor in the later stages.
I know we were talking about the weather earlier, mid-40s out there, but that doesn't matter to these guys. These guys are playing in whatever weather comes their way, and that's definitely not in their mind when they're out there on that field. Maybe during halftime, maybe after the game, before the game, but during the game, you know their minds are set on this game. Winner of this game going to take on Madonna or U of M Dearborn on Wednesday, November 7th. The championship will be on Saturday, November 10th.
You wonder what head coach Will Dyer's message will be to this team at halftime if they are to go into the breakdown 1-0. After practice yesterday, he said that we are going to have to win the aerial battle. We are going to have to win the battle and battle hard for 90 minutes. Every 50-50 ball will have to bring that good defensive shape, get numbers back behind the ball. Here they find themselves in that defensive position. All indications point to this being a 90-minute battle, possibly longer, possibly not much scoring. So every opportunity must be maximized.
That's right, and that's all you need is just one good opportunity to get that equalizer.
James Pipe, the Ypsilanti native, punched out there by Michael Avila, the Toronto native.
About to reach the 15-minute point here. We'll see if LTU can create some opportunity. They haven't done much since the first 5 to 10 minutes of the first half. And you know they want to bring that momentum into intermission and back into the second half. Hopefully make this a brand new ball game going into that second half. As the fans still start to walk in here, we're seeing ones come in every minute or so.
This crowd waiting to explode, waiting for their moment to be called upon. Cornerstone has come out with a jump, come out with an energy, come out with a certain level of compete that is really apparent right now. But here come the Blue Devils once again. That back line standing strong for the Golden Eagles. For Sirwatka, tightly badgered by Alan Anthony. Tried to get it back to Sirwatka, but meanwhile, here's Cornerstone looking to develop something here with Silwamba. He's already scored once. Jewett well out of his net. Possibly a mistake. Silwamba one-on-one, and he has made a mess of the opportunity.
I think some Lawrence Tech players were looking for an offsides call there, but to me, it didn't look like it was offsides. He just got the best of him there, got a few feet in front of the defenseman. Beat the goalie, but the defenseman able to catch back up and put some pressure on the shooter. He wasn't able to advance to a 2-0 lead.
So Wamba was in search of his seconds. Possibly a moment that we'll look back on.
For sure.
One of those hinge moments. What if he had scored there? Still just a one-goal game. After those dramatic moments, here's Kevin Wright. Haven't heard much from him so far. Substitutes in for Oriel Paez. Kevin Wright with 8 goals on the season. Could he come in and provide a boost of energy? Going to the far post there was Wright. Now trying to settle things down. That was Paez. Ball still hopping up.
Cornerstone doing a really good job of eliminating those crosses put in by Lawrence Tech. Not even giving them the chance to get that equalizer. Now we have an offsides call on that one. And the crowd cheers after that one.
Yeah. Somewhat of a sarcastic approval. And here is Nicholson. Can Wright take advantage? Player slipped. Wright headed to the net. Far post they went.
There it is again. Cornerstone eliminating those crosses put in by Lawrence Tech, doing a really nice job of defending those.
Nearly able to feast on a mistake that appeared to be Joseph Brenneman that slipped there.
Still no score in that Indiana Tech Concordia battle.
6-3. We'll see the winner of that UNOH matchup. Rodriguez Bermejo trying to get going there.
See if they can get something going here from Rodriguez. Rodriguez puts in the cross. Nothing there. 10 minutes left. We'll see if LTU can get that equalizer. Such a huge momentum gain if you can get that equalizer heading into the second half. You don't have to worry so much about putting the emphasis on your offense. You can just play your game that you've been playing all season long. You know, Lawrence Tech wants to get back to that finals like they did last year. Maybe have a rematch with UNOH. It would be in the final match if they did see them. They only lost 3-2 their last matchup. Again, they had the first 2 goals in that game, allowed 3 later on. Looks like Chris Serwaka was slow to get up after that attempt. Walking fine now, though.
Under 10 to play in the opening half. The pressure is intense, and the energy is palpable here at the LTU Athletic Field. First round of the WAC tournament, first match to get started today. Concordia and, let's see, also underway with Indiana Tech.
I believe the other 2 games are started as play at 2 o'clock for Madonna and 3 o'clock for UNOH. So those games will get about underway as we finish up this match.
Cornerstone has had a real desire to get on the ball in the midfield area throughout this opening half. They'll play it back to the support here for Joshua Boucher, the Holland, Michigan native, with his head up and a couple of Blue Devils encroaching on the high press. Now down that far wing in front of the Cornerstone bench where head coach Steve Herdsman looks on. His team that finished 8-9-1 on the season. Hopes of getting that win-loss mark to 500, but that's pretty much out of the books now. It's all about just winning and continuing to win at this point in the year. Early November means win or go home. And here we are in that situation. The Blue Devils down a goal. Cornerstone's passing the midfield has also been pretty good, getting it from foot to foot pretty efficiently. Not spending too much time dwelling.
Easy save there for Max. Lawrence Tech starting to regain the time of possession battle later here in the first half. Was able to create a couple opportunities just a few minutes ago, but couldn't capitalize on either of them. See if they can get something going here. Lawrence Tech 8-3 coming into today in the conference. Cornerstone 7-4. So we expected a pretty close match here. Salvador Aleman gets into the box.
Save made by Mitchell there as Aleman went down with the spirit of adventure and a couple of other Blue Devils in with him. And that will give them the corner opportunity, though. Their 4th of the afternoon with 5:40 and rolling here in the opening half. It will be Serwatka, the senior. It's popped out to the edge of the area, headed down there by Matthew Sherman. Sherman chases after it, but the clearance
Just over 5 minutes left here in this first half as LTU with a throw-in and another throw-in.
Now in the game for Cornerstone, number 5, Matt Luce.
Still no score in the Indiana Tech Concordia match, 40 minutes through.
And the Blue Devils get it through the midfield, looking for that long, efficient ball with not a very high percentage of a chance of actually settling down. Again, Coach Will Dyer spoke about winning those battles. Sirwatka trying to turn there. Sirwatka before this season said that he felt the team already had a great chemistry and bond that had been brewing. And now it has felt like all of that chemistry has come to fruition, but now can they stick together in moments like this? Sirwatka with his back to the goal there, having to chase this one down, and doing well to do that was Bermejo, who was pushed off the ball. Amigo there. Now he'll try to chase it down. Ball is lofted down that far side. Running after it is Matt Luce. Nicholson beats him to it. Kevin Wright, Chris Sirwatka, backtracking. Joshua Boucher, the midfielder from Holland, punched ahead. Kevin Wright trying desperately to settle this ball down. The back pressure was eventually going to come. Sirwatka. All of these aerial header battles, who can win them? Logan Johns did well that time, and now possession will go back to Lawrence Tech here. Amigo. Nicholson. Watched by Alan Anthony. And the turnover in the midfield.
Got another foul call.
Yep. Over-aggressive that time around.
Which is probably okay considering they're down 1-0. Got to take any chance you can get, especially when the ball's in Cornerstone's half of the field.
Playing to win, as coaches will tell you this time of year. Santiago Amigo, a light jog with his head up. He'll deliver with his left foot on ahead to Ryan Resendez, the junior from Windsor. Now here we go with Nico Rodriguez Bermejo, one of the postseason award winners in the WAC. Alvaro Aleman turning and looking. He'll go back to Rodriguez Bermejo, a little bit of open space into the area, but punched out rather quickly and efficiently from the Golden Eagles once more. Now walking in, here's Amigo. Sprawling is Joshua Mitchell at 6'4", and the Blue Devils will have another opportunity here with under a minute to go in the opening half. Rodriguez Bermejo will deliver. 45 seconds now. The 1-0 Concordia lead coming off the foot of Sowamba. It could perhaps be 2-0, but Sowamba couldn't capitalize on a second chance. It might have been easier than his first chance. Here we go with perhaps one more opportunity for LTU at the end of this first half. Going very far post. Settled down there by Villa. Popping up at 6'4" was Mitchell, who might have had something to say there to Kevin Wright. With under 20 seconds to play now.
10, 9, 8, 7,
That will, in fact, do it in terms of realistic chances for this first half.
2,
They'll chat it over, and the Blue Devils will be in search of an equalizer. That'll be the first atop the to-do list when we come back here on LTSN. 1-0 in favor of the Golden Eagles. You're watching the WAC Men's Soccer Tournament on the home for Blue Devil Athletics. Postseason play getting underway on a brisk fall afternoon. We'll be back after the break here at the LTU Athletic Field. Welcome back to LTSN, second half of action in this WAC quarterfinal. The Blue Devils need at least a goal to extend this one, hoping that their season doesn't end on this November 3rd, Saturday. Cornerstone with the goal from Silwamba in the early goings. He had a chance at a second but couldn't quite capitalize. And here we go once again with Chris Serwatka, the senior, hoping this isn't his final half of play. Defensive play there from Joshua Boucher. Epitomizes the type of tough, gritty, passionate effort that the Golden Eagles played with in the first half. Certainly not fearful in any way. Can the Blue Devils find some space and make some runs and possibly create something? Players like Kevin Wright approaching the ball there with 8 goals on the season. Could he find his magical moment?
Looks like Cornerstone picking up right where they left off, trying to stay with their aggressive approach, just as they did in the first half.
No time to loosen up in the beginning of this second half. Every second matters in a tight affair like this. We didn't expect much scoring coming in. This game has lived up to the expectations.
Still no score in the Indiana Tech Concordia. Let's get a header wide left.
Once again, the winner of this one will go up against either Madonna or Michigan Dearborn in that 1 versus 8 matchup. Madonna claiming the 1 seed based off of a late season victory over UNOH, who also went 10-1, but by virtue of that victory, they'll claim the tiebreaker as the Blue Devils streak through the midfield here. Down that left-hand side, running into traffic, though, ultimately.
Winner of this game, the UNOH game, or the Madonna game, rather, it's going to happen on Wednesday, the 7th of November.
Cornerstone
Time to be announced.
Yep. Cornerstone also in that 4-3-3 formation. And with the back four, can the Blue Devils try to find a way to break past that back four? Haven't been able to do so to this point. Unable to do so there.
Crowd wanted a foul call there. No avail, though. We're going to throw in here for LTU. It looks like LTU is going to have a free kick pretty deep in Cornerstone territory. See if they can get something here. Serwatka and Rodriguez Bermejo back behind the ball. Let's see who takes it. And it's Rodriguez with a wide right free kick.
This is a 4-3-3 formation that has a chance of being exposed when the fullbacks have to trail back. We see they have plenty of license to move forward in the Cornerstone system. We mentioned a couple of their defensive players have scored goals this season. But maybe if the Blue Devils can find some sort of counterattack and get past and in behind the defense, that could lead to the generating of something.
Cornerstone going to regain possession here with a goal kick.
We have a three-man central midfield for Cornerstone in this formation that has really worked well for them. We saw that in the first half when they were able to, even when under pressure, look pretty calm. Here are the Blue Devils trying to get in behind here. This is the type of situation that could expose the Cornerstone formation, but never really materialized there. Nicholson looking for options. Kevin Wright off his foot, header back from Sirwatka. Kevin Wright with 8 goals on the season. He'll pounce it on over, chasing after it. There goes Matthew Sherman, the 5'8", 140-pound forward. Will sail one across and well wide. Nothing doing there for Joshua Mitchell.
Seems like a lot of their crosses thus far today have been pretty deep. They haven't really gotten much of a chance when they've been able to create the space and had the chance for the cross. Really need to start capitalizing on those because they're not getting too many of them in this game so far. Lawrence Tech with 5 corners this game, but only seemed like 1 or 2 of them they really had a shot at scoring.
Sirwatka to Rodriguez Bermejo.
Here comes LTU with an opportunity here. Kevin Wright not able to capitalize on that one. Couldn't really get a good look at it. That made for an easy save for the keeper, Josh Mitchell.
Kevin Wright in search of his 9th of the season there. Once again, it was Silwamba in the first half, his 2nd goal of the year. Currently has us at 1-0. We think that's the type of opportunity, though, that the Blue Devils could perhaps score a goal in. Moving fast, moving down the field, and getting those forwards with some open space if they can find it. Here's the free kick. Delivery in, far post. It sailed over the head of Michael Avila, the junior from Toronto. Was hoping for his 4th of the year.
That was a better cross on that one. He just couldn't get to it in time. If he would have reacted maybe just a half a second earlier, he would have had a good look at a chance on scoring there.
Avila has matched his goal total from last year, his sophomore campaign, built off of that. Well trusted by this coaching staff. Sirwatka taken down there. Gets right back up. Realizing the stakes of a moment like this, he'll certainly play through any kind of a bump or bruise that he might suffer throughout the course of this afternoon. Our first of 2 matchups today on the Lawrence Tech Sports Network, women's basketball versus Wright State Lake at 3 p.m. You can tune into that. Remember, all of these games will be archived on the YouTube or Facebook channel, wherever you may be tuning in. And don't forget to catch all of the post-game coverage and highlights on Fox Sports Detroit next Monday at 4:30 p.m. with the LTU Sports Report every Monday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can once again catch that on Facebook and YouTube as well if you're not around a TV at that time. Ryan Resendez. Sirwatka, we've called his name quite a bit. Finds Alaman, sophomore from Madrid. Plays it back there to Santiago Amigo. Long ball down the field, looking for something to move rather efficiently. Unable to settle it down there. Streaking to the middle and into the area went Kevin Wright. But nothing brewing with Matthew Sherman.
In the game now for LTU, number 19, Taven Ardell. Also number 16, Sean Humphreys.
Taven Ardell, the freshman who was the lone goal scorer in the first matchup of the season between these teams, has just checked in for Ryan Resendez. Can he duplicate what he was able to do on October 24th? Who will be the one to tie this up if Blue Devils are able to tie it up? Cornerstone has ideas of an upset. They came in with an obvious mental strength and motivation for revenge on this field just a matter of 10 days after that first meeting. Cornerstone actually leads the all-time series history. They have a 5-2-1 record versus LTU. And one tie came in last season's lone matchup, is trying to slip behind there. Went Matt Luce out of the midfield, the senior who has had 11 starts now this season, 2 goals on the year, hails from Wayland, about 2 hours away from here. Head on over to Santiago Amigo, the senior, hoping this isn't his final half of play. 32 minutes to go.
And you know that thought of being down 1-0 starting to creep into their head. They know they got to get on the board here soon.
16 of Cornerstone's 22 goals on the season were actually scored in the second half, but Silwamba got them on the board first. Knowing that this could perhaps be the final half of a couple of players' careers that have given such great contributions to this team, it's that type of moment that really gives chills down the spines of fans watching how big this moment is. 10 seniors on the Cornerstone side. That experience has certainly been on display. Diving down that right-hand side, slipping past Sirwatka initially was Richard Arechi. Did a nice job. Now a nice nifty move to slip through there from Logan Johns, but his low shot just goes wide left.
I got a quick update for you. Concordia just scored the first goal of their game over Indiana Tech. They now lead 1-0. So the 6th seed trying to upset the 3 seed, that is Indiana Tech, in the other noon matchup. That goal appeared to be around the 55th minute or so.
And the winner of that one could see UNOH.
Most likely. They'll take on Siena Heights in their matchup. That's set to start at 3 o'clock today. UNOH won that game 3-0 against Siena Heights earlier in the season.
Sirwatka stalking. Nice job to disrupt that pass, and now Sherman. Alaman Ardell turning. Freshman from Grand Haven. Kevin Wright keeps things alive. Into the area. Punched out. Right over there again. You can see the passion on the players' faces as they seek out the hotly contested soccer ball that is now flying through the air. Plenty of aerial battles throughout this one. There's another one, hopping up high. The size there of Logan Johns has played a pretty consistent role. He's gone up quite a bit with that big body of his. 200-pound, 6-footer out of Clarkston. 2 goals on the season. Tavin Ardell.
Looks like we got a few substitutions coming in here.
Back in for Lawrence Tech,
It'll
number
be
7, Alvaro.
Marino for Rodriguez Bermejo.
Number 17, Oriel Paez.
Under 30 to play now.
Number 14,
Sherwatka taken down. Blue Devils have won their last couple of home games in spectacular fashion.
We got a short free kick here. I'm feeling something here, Jason.
Yep.
I can just feel it.
71st minute against Cornerstone. Under 3 minutes to play against Lourdes. It was Chris Sherwatka. That is how the last 2 home wins have been produced. Both game-winning goals. Right now, though, still in search of the equalizer. Sherwatka.
Didn't look like got all of it under that one. Lawrence Tech still with possession.
Blue Devils came back from down 1-0 to win it 2-1 on senior day against Lourdes on this home field. Can they duplicate a result like that? Around the world of soccer today, Liverpool taking on Arsenal, 2 of the best attacking teams in the Premier League, going head-to-head. Should be a wonderful game. Blue Devils hoping they can create some brightness to their attack here as the sun begins to peek through the clouds a little bit on this November early afternoon.
Beautiful fall day.
Fall colors peaking around this time of year on the Lawrence Tech campus. Beautiful scenery encompassing the grounds here at the LTU Athletic Field. When you see this, you know it's time for the postseason as it begins to get a little bit colder, but the action becomes a bit more fun, a bit more intense. Blue Devils still trying to break the wall that has been that back 4 of the Golden Eagles. Running in was Kevin Wright there. Spiraled out, and the Blue Devils will have another opportunity here. Closer to that corner area. Majority of players in the area here.
Giving the ball boys some work to do.
Yeah. Nice workout in here. Now here is the corner. 5th opportunity. Near post, punched out. Battle still ensuing. Resendez, Sherwatka, another opportunity. Trying to counterattack. Cornerstone flying after it. There goes Richard Arechi.
Lawrence Tech starting to put those crosses where they want them, but Cornerstone's defense just keeps stopping them. Still haven't, the goalkeeper hasn't had to do much because of their back four.
So Wamba dispossessed there, but Cornerstone will ultimately get the advantage back here. So Wamba, the lone goal scorer. And here's his fellow senior, David Mutembezi, Brampton, Ontario native. One of 3 WAC all first teamers on the field today. Good delivery from Mutembezi. Danger there.
Oh.
And the Blue Devils come out unscathed somehow.
Nice save there from Maxwell Jewett.
It'll be Silwamba on the corner delivery. Going far post, streaking in there, Mutembezi, who has a career-high 3 goals this season.
Cornerstone bench wanted a foul call there. Doesn't get it, though. Again, Lawrence Tech still seem like they're winning the time possession battle. Cornerstone winning where it counts.
Tavin Ardell, his teammates spoke about his shot, saying that they kind of wish he had taken more throughout the season. He does them in practice, and they are absolute blasts. As taken down there was Alvaro Marino.
Yellow card issued to Cornerstone number 9, Richard Archie.
Long line drive delivery. Sawatka able to settle down. Once again, it's the size on that back line of Cornerstone winning the battles. But here is Marino, a chance. A couple of players in the penalty area. This will head out.
Looks like it's going to be a throw-in for LTU. Just off the left of that corner kick post. Here's a chance. Almost had the header in there. Went straight to the goalkeeper, though.
Ardell. Sawatka.
Another cross headed out of there.
Last time the Blue Devils came back from down 1-0, it was Sawatka scoring both goals in that effort against Lourdes.
22 minutes left now, and you know it's that thought of being down 1-0 starting to creep into their head. Wondering what they can do to get that equalizer. They've taken their chances, made the crosses, but Cornerstone's back four has just been able to, well, defend it.
Could Cornerstone flip the script in what we expected to be a low-scoring affair? 1-0 in favor of the Blue Devils just 10 days ago. The barking is up, the chirping is up, the intensity is up. This hops up there on the goaltender Joshua Mitchell, who has been consistent. Mutembezi. Alvaro Alaman intercepting that intended pass. Now can the Blue Devils get over top of Mutembezi here? Alvaro Alaman. Alvaro Garcia was at the edge of the area there. The Golden Eagles hold strong again. As now they'll try to counterattack here. Developing something with Benjamin Overhot. The Devils strip it right back, and through the midfield they go as space opens up a bit with under 20 to play. This game beginning to find its own life, beginning to find its own story. really taking on a similar narrative to the first meeting. Although in that first meeting it was the 71st minute that saw the first goal. In this one it was the early goings from Silwamba.
Deep cross, not able to get in there in time. Blue Devils doing everything they can to give themselves those opportunities.
Will we look back on the moment when Silwamba had a golden opportunity to make it 2-0, but was unable to do so? Cornerstone really moving as a unit with the ball. Blue Devils able to get it over top a couple of times, but nothing ever really materialized.
Concordia still leading Indiana Tech 1-0. Madonna set to get ready to start in approximately 30 minutes.
Opening up the WAC tournament. It's a pleasure to have you here at the LTU Athletic Fields. Both of these teams would have to win the entire tournament to move on to the NAIA Division II Nationals in Irvine, California. And both teams think that they can do that.
Just under 20 minutes to go. Blue Devils trying to get that equalizer to hopefully at least send it into overtime.
Head coach Will Dyer looking on, standing up on that sideline as it looks like Resendez will be getting set to check in soon in his 8th season. Head coach Will Dyer, Steve Cook in his 6th season, Brooks Lambier in his 2nd, Ben Jones in his 1st, Pablo Ripadas, the graduate assistant. And we all know about the great story of Aiden Smith, the honorary team impact player in his 1st season with the team. The Blue Devils have fed off that energy that he has provided since the early goings in the preseason, hoping that energy will lead to a goal in the final now 20 minutes of action. Here's Mutembezi on that Cornerstone back line that has played so well, stalling any sort of attempts from the Blue Devils. Up ahead it goes back to Oriol Paez, 6-foot junior from Barcelona, navigating. Here's Sirwatka, hoping this isn't his final 6 minutes. Looking up ahead down that right-hand side for Alaman. Has a lot of trust from this coaching staff. This is the intensity that we spoke of.
Alaman does not like that foul call.
Humphreys, delivery, there's a shot that sails wide left. In search of their WAC tournament moment. They only have 17 minutes to find it.
Back into the game for Lawrence Tech, number 13, Ryan Resendez.
Silwamba, nice 3-man central midfield the Cornerstone Golden Eagles have worked with. Nicholson battling there, able to win it away from Silwamba. Looking downfield, perhaps a little bit too quickly. And Cornerstone can just settle it down here. Down the far wing they go. Silwamba in here with Hoot. Silwamba settles it down. Intentions there for James Pipe. Will Dyer, after practice yesterday, said that this late in the year, you aren't reinventing the wheel. You're just getting back to basics, to our philosophy of playing hard. .35 to go. Moment that calls for nothing less than laying it all out on the line. Here comes the 7th corner of the afternoon. Humphreys.
From there, just under 15 minutes left to play. Blue Devils still looking for that equalizer. Will it be Wright? Will it be Sirwatka?
Fans release their disapproval as the moment evidently continues to grow in intensity. Humphreys. And he won't like it, but he'll have to redo that. This officiating crew has taken their fair share of scrutiny.
Header denied once again. Concordia still leading Indiana Tech 1-0. Just as well as the upset is happening over there. Starting to become realization over here. Cornerstone up 1-0.
LTU no stranger to late goals, though, especially on this home field. Can they find some more magic in the final 13 minutes? If they can't, the season will end.
In for LTU, number 10, Nico Rodriguez-Bermejo, also number 6, Michael Avila.
Rodriguez-Bermejo and Michael Avila
And for Cornerstone,
make their way in for the Blue Devils.
Logan Johns.
Rodriguez-Bermejo with 6 goals on the season.
Minutes left here. Doubt starting to creep into the minds of the Blue Devil players.
These type of moments where you can't get too over anxious and possibly make a mistake or let the moment take you out of your game. Seniors like Sirwatka know that.
This is where the seniors have got to take the seniority position. They've got to lead in these final 11 minutes. They've been playing so hard for these past 80 minutes or so. And I can definitely see the intensity starting to creep up and up as they realize they need that equalizer. Cornerstone definitely starting or finishing to take a defensive approach now. Haven't really had many opportunities this second half. They've just been able to stop every single one of Lawrence Tech's opportunities as one sails high and wide right there.
They have been content with playing that conservative role, allowing that back line to stay strong and trusting in Joshua Mitchell, who has earned trust on this late fall afternoon.
In the game now for Lawrence Tech, number 9, Matthew Sherman.
Mitchell in his first ever postseason game. A nice turn there from Amigo. The crosser into the area just sails high.
Lawrence Tech now with 15 shots this game to Cornerstone 6. Lawrence Tech with 7 corners. Cornerstone just 2. However, Cornerstone still leads 1-0. 10 minutes left to play.
Nicholson, a nice job defensively, and bursting through comes Sirwatka. Badgered around that time by Juchan Moon.
Trying to create some space to get a cross in. And it's going to be Lawrence Tech's ball. Looks like it's going to be a throw-in. No, it'll be a free kick. Again, a chance for the Blue Devils to equal this game at 1-1.
Avila.
It was a good cross, just well defended once again. We'll see if they can do something with their 8th corner of the game now.
Here comes the 8th.
Another solid corner try. How about this 9th one? Just under 9 minutes left to play now in the second half.
The senior Sirwatka.
Another corner, well defended.
Rodriguez Bermejo. The Blue Devils find another goal in the final 10 minutes. A season where they have found that magic on multiple occasions on this home field. Edge of the area, Alvaro Garcia. Rodriguez Bermejo giving chase there with now under 8 to play. Down 1-0 off the first half goal from Silwamba.
Now Lawrence Tech's 10th corner of this game.
Once again, it's Joshua Mitchell at 6'4", leaping up high and defending it well. But chase, now comes the 11th.
You got to think one of these has got to go in at some point. I mean, 11 corners.
Set piece, this time very low, near post, and it just soars high up for Silwamba to settle down. Cornerstone trying desperately to get out of their own end. Sirwatka has other ideas, soaring wide, bouncing up on the goaltender. Opportunity! And it's in! The brilliance in the final 10 minutes. They find it once again, and we are tied at 1-1. The equalizer with 7:14 to play.
It didn't happen on the corner, but it happened after the corner. A bunch of mix-ups down there deep in the box. Sirwatka, or Mitchell rather, able to block the first one, but so many Blue Devils down there in the box, you had to think one of them able to tip it in. And Lawrence Tech gets that late goal equalizer they've been doing so well this season, gets it in the 82nd minute, and we are all tied up 1-1 here in the postseason match.
Delirium at the LTU Athletic Field. This crowd finally finds their roar. They had been waiting to erupt. And with 7:14 to play, we are knotted up at 1 apiece.
I was about to say, Cornerstone looked to be in that power play mode, if you will, just trying to clear everything they could, knowing they had the lead. However, after that many opportunities, Lawrence Tech finally able to put one in.
And how fitting for the senior Santiago Amigo, able to keep his career alive with under 8 to play. The center back who was honored on senior day in such incredible fashion with his family surprising him. That amazing video that we got to watch, and now he comes up big. All of those opportunities finally culminated in a goal. Streaking down here is Silwamba. Cornerstone still with ideas. Neither team looking to overtime yet. They're still looking to the final 6:20 or so that will be played.
And the Blue Devils have to ride this momentum. heading into the final 6 minutes. You can just tell after that goal their intensity shot up at least 100%. We're going to see what they can do, see if Cornerstone still stays in that defensive mode. Maybe get another one to finish it here in the 90 minutes.
I mentioned senior day. It was when the Blue Devils came back from down 1-0 against Lourdes, scored 2 in a row. Can they find that same production here? Earlier this season, I watched an amazing overtime comeback bid against Huntington on this field.
That was Amigo's second goal on the season. And by far the most important of his career.
His fellow senior Sawatka will give it back to Jake Rajewski. Now Nicholas Rodriguez Bermejo.
Here's a chance. Good no call there. Both just fighting hard these last 5 minutes of regulation. And it looks like Cornerstone's going to have a free kick about midfield with 4.5 minutes left to play.
The stakes couldn't be any higher. Under 5 to play. Winner go home. Overtime possibly, but neither team looking to that yet. Jewett out of his net. Momentary danger, but still calm.
Just under 4 minutes left here to play. Blue Devils with the momentum in this game. Definitely would love to capitalize in regulation.
Back in for LTU number 12, Alvaro Alaman.
Alvaro Alaman makes his way back in here for Jake Rajewski. The junior from Midland will head out. And the sophomore from Madrid will make his way back in.
There's another header chance. Nothing there.
Bermejo, fresh off the bench, Alaman.
Just high. You could tell the crowd wanted that. Couldn't really tell from the angle over here. Wasn't sure if it was had a chance or not. Just a couple feet too high.
3 minutes to play, and there's no doubt that the final 10 minutes or so have been probably the best that the Blue Devils have played.
For sure.
At least applying the most pressure that they have been able to produce in this second half, really throughout the first half as well.
Here come the Blue Devils once again. We got a foul call. That was a good call there. Definitely was going for the ball. However, the ball was a little too far past in front of the offensive player. 2 minutes left.
It was Sawamba first, and Amigo followed. Two seniors responsible for the goals today. Who can find the seconds that will undoubtedly decide it?
And Jason, just as all this was happening out there in that field, I'm looking down at my computer now, and all of a sudden Indiana Tech takes the lead 2-1 over Concordia, with a goal in the 74th minute and a goal in the 76th minute. Here's LTU with a chance. Deflected off Cornerstone.
Sawatka has had his fair share of clutch moments. Looking for another one that time around. Resendez trying to break through. That's the Cornerstone defense that we've seen for the most part today, but they're facing pressure. That back four. This one sails over top. Blue Devils in search of a call along with this crowd that releases its disapproval.
1 minute remaining.
To the midfield we go with 1 minute to go. Resendez.
Alamont going to take the throw in with 40 seconds left here. We'll see if they can get something going. Cornerstone elects to clear it, as they have been for much of this second half. 30 seconds now.
Nicholson up, Rodriguez Bermejo up there, Alvaro Garcia. They go to the far post attempt there, looking for Rodriguez Bermejo, but nothing to do with 16 seconds to go now.
We'll see if Cornerstone elects to try to get something going here, or if they just
9,
try to end it
8,
and head into overtime.
6, 5,
And it looks like that's what we're going to be doing.
2, 1.
Well, LTU does find that late game brilliance once again that we've seen throughout the season, able to knot things up and keep the season alive for now. We'll head to overtime next on LTSN. You're watching LTU Men's Soccer and the WAC tournament on your home for Blue Devil Athletics. We'll be back after the quick break. Welcome back to LTSN. 10 minutes. Who can find their second goal and who can find a trip to the semifinals? Chase, there was a moment earlier in this game that we thought could perhaps come back to haunt the Golden Eagles. It was Silwamba with Jewett pulled well out of his net, unable to chip it in. And now the Blue Devils, it's only down a goal at that moment, were able to tie it up with Amigo, the senior.
Now we got sudden death overtime here. Everybody's hearts racing. All the players' intensity shoots up in overtime. Here's a chance right here. Nothing there for the Blue Devils. So all the fans get back in their seats to witness the rest of a great match between the Eagles and the Blue Devils.
Nice crowd for this WAC quarterfinal. 44-degree November 3rd afternoon.
And we got an offsides call. We'll see if Florence Tech maintains their momentum that they came out of the second half with and create those opportunities that they got so well in the second half. There are 11 corner kicks in those first 90 minutes.
Quick break between the second half and overtime, much shorter than the halftime break. Do you think that will most likely help LTU carry over that momentum and energy that they had over the final 10 minutes or so? Michael Avila will chase back after this. He'll let it go for Max Jewett, the 6'6" goalie. Joseph Brennan, that sail is well high. No threat for Jewett there.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say Chris Serwatka before the season. He said that he already felt this team had a great team chemistry and a bond already brewing. And now in these final 10 minutes, all the preseason work, all the work throughout the season, practice every day, playing in those cold weather games, hail, rain, hot weather, it all has culminated and advanced up to this moment on November 3rd, trying to keep the season alive. They did that in the final 10 minutes, and now here we are in this overtime period.
And if nobody happens to score in this 10-minute overtime period, we'll be fouled. So that shot sails a little high. We'll be followed by another short intermission, 2 to 3 minutes, and then followed by another 10-minute overtime period. And we'll keep doing that until someone gets that golden goal.
There's Bryce Nicholson there trying for the header. The sophomore who has gained plenty of trust from the coaching staff.
And that's what this final 10-minute period is going to all be about, is trust and experience. Blue Devils need to use that trust and experience to make their way into the next round, the semifinals in the WAC tournament.
Alan Anthony dispossessed. Now galloping up here come the Blue Devils, lofting one down, looking for that quick, efficient ball to Bryce Nicholson. Unable to settle down the high hop. Now here is Nicholson awaiting the reinforcements. A little bit of room here, but this one will track Matthew Sherman, the sophomore from Catholic Central, on too far that time.
And we didn't get a chance to talk with Will Dyer, the head coach of the Blue Devils, but you got to think his message coming out of those 90 minutes will probably keep doing what you've been doing. The intensity was great in those last 15 minutes or so, and you got to think he liked what he saw in those last 15 minutes and wants to push that forward into this 10-minute overtime period.
Sirwatka.
Almost had a chance there, just couldn't capitalize. Couldn't get together with that bounce.
Also curious to know what head coach Will Dyer's message was at halftime of the first half. That was fairly even, but Cornerstone was the team that just happened to come away with that lone goal. Rodriguez Bermejo.
Also looks like Cornerstone's gone into more. Here's the chance.
Sherman
Looks
was
like
scooting in there.
Cornerstone went into a more balanced attack after those 90 minutes. Definitely went on the defensive side in the last 20 minutes or so.
Maybe got a bit too conservative.
And that happens sometimes. Everybody always says play the way you've been playing. Don't play defensive.
Garcia.
Here's a chance. And it's in!
And there it is. Garcia. A puzzled look on the face of Joshua Mitchell. And the Blue Devils storm the field. It appears as though they have done it.
The Golden Eagles are stunned right now. They cannot believe what just happened after all they've been through in those first 90 minutes and those 6 minutes of overtime. And a goal like that does it. And the goalie, Josh Mitchell, not happy right now. Maybe thought there should have been a foul call and an offside call, but nonetheless, the Blue Devils are going to advance to play on Wednesday the 7th.
Emotion is evident. The second 1-0 comeback the Blue Devils have had in their last 3 home games. And they beat Cornerstone for the second time in 10 days. And they'll advance to the semifinals of this WAC tournament in dramatic fashion in front of the home crowd. What a way to most likely close out this home season.
What an interesting goal, though. I mean, we didn't even realize that was in. I don't think a lot of the fans realized it was in. But nonetheless, a late goal in the last 90 minutes, or in the last few minutes of the first 90 minutes for the Blue Devils. And then a goal in the 6th minute there. And the Blue Devils will advance to play once again on Wednesday.
The junior from Mallorca finishes it off in overtime with 4:06 to play. And the Blue Devils' season is still alive. It wasn't the most auspicious start, but they're able to rally back. A big goal in the final 10 minutes. And the magical clutch moments continue on this home field for LTU as this season continues to live on. Who will they see next? That'll be determined. Hugging, smiles. Fans will go home happy after this one. What a way to end out most likely the home year where they were so good on this field. And that will do it for our coverage of today's WAC quarterfinal between LTU and Cornerstone. One team moves on. One team will head to the off-season. More coverage coming up on LTSN at 3 p.m. Wright State Lake taking on the LTU women's basketball team as Kylene Biggs and company look to bounce back from Thursday's loss. We'll have that one for you at 3 p.m. on the LTU Athletics YouTube and Facebook page. It was a pleasure to bring you coverage of postseason action on LTSN. Signing off for Chase Kaufman, producer Kia Tyus, I'm Jason Ross Jr. Have a wonderful afternoon.